Alright guys, so in this tutorial we're going to be making a jumpsuit. It's really simple. Just select your character and set the cloth type to jumpsuit and click on new cloth. You can now position the points, the neck, chin, nipple, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, pelvis, knee and ankle. Now click on generate jumpsuit rig and we can now scale this. Let's see, to fit the character, the shoulder circle, the bicep circle, or the sleeve extreme. I think I need a new name for this circle. Okay, and the waist circle around here. Let's make it snug and nice. The thigh circle, this has to engulf the thigh like around here. It's okay if it passes the middle at this point, but for the knee circle we have to make sure it doesn't cross the middle. So this is fine. And the ankle circle. If you want it free, you can disable cuff ankles, so it will just drop normally. But if you want to cuff the ankles, you can enable this and it will kind of cuff the ankles. I'm going to cuff the ankles for this outfit, and if you're doing that, it's good to kind of scale this ankle circle a bit smaller to help with the shrink wrapping that will happen here. So once you're done, click on generate jumpsuit and it will generate a jumpsuit. It's meant to bring you into sculpt mode by default, so you can jump into sculpt mode and adjust the sleeves if you need to, like that, and this area too. Click on play. I'm just going to put this body in rest position actually. Press play and let it play out. So yeah, this is our jumpsuit. Nice and easy, nice and simple. We can now play around with weights to tighten the waist area. So what I'm going to do is select this area, go over to the paint section and set the inflation to, or the deflation to about 0.8, and that will make this area shrink. So when you press play, you can see that area has kind of tightened up, which is really nice. And we can also inflate the rest of it. So let's maybe select these vertices here. If you want them to kind of inflate, we can select this and set it to about 0.2. When you press play, that area inflates like that, which is pretty cool. I can take this out of rest position now, and we can move on to the next part, which is adding accessories to this and adding materials. Before I do that, you can see over here the foot has come out of here, and that's because we haven't bound it. So go to the first frame, select the jumpsuit and click on bind to make sure it's bound to the character. Press play and it will behave normally now. If you want to bind any other parts to the character, like this area here, you can just select them and click on this pinning icon and that will pin it. Then click on bind and press play. And you'll see that area is not behaving like cloth, it's bound completely. So for areas like this, you don't want to also shrink wrap it to the character's body, so you can also click on this shrink wrap icon here. That will shrink wrap it. Click on the pinning icon. You can also click on smooth so that it will smoothen it as well. And we can kind of customize the shape of it like that. When you go back into object mode, you'll see it goes back to the previous shape. That's because we need to rebind it. So just click on bind and it will bind it back to normal. You can now press play and it will play out. So I'm going to let this play out to the last frame. I've also seen a problem here. This area is not so great. So what I'm going to do is adjust the inflation of that area. So click on this so I can paint it. Set the weight to 0.5. So 0.5 is a normal weight. That's like where there's no inflation and no deflation. So I'll just do that for this region here, all the way to the back. And if it's still not good, I'll make that area deflate instead, so it tightens that area. But I think this is kind of fine. You can see this area sticking out. That's because I think the weight is too low. So I'm just going to adjust the weight, vertex maths to about, let's say 0.5. Press play and it will drop down a lot better. I think that's cool. So yeah, I'll just let this play out. I'm going to stop it at frame 70 and click on cache cloth here. And you can see it's a lot rough because we've not enabled the second subdivision modifier. So just go over to modifiers and enable the second subdivision modifier to make it all appear nice and smooth, and that's fine. So yeah, that's basically it. That's your cloth simulation. I hope you enjoyed this, and we can now move on to the next part, which is accessories and materials.